Victoria has also reintroduced an indoor mask mandate as it bolsters its response to the new variant. It's the toughest of its kind across the country, covering children as young as 8. The government is also ramping up its booster vaccine program to speed up the rollout.
With Christmas just around the corner, Victorians are out making the most of the festive season, but they'll have to abide by an additional COVID restriction to ensure a safer New Year.
Face masks will be required in all indoor settings except private homes for persons 8 and over.
In Victoria, masks are already required in retail, for hospitality workers and on public transport. The mandate will now include officers and hospitality patrons.
This is a sensible response which will allow businesses to stay open, bars and restaurants to continue to serve customers and major events to go ahead.
Well, it's the best protection we've got.
Indoors, I think it's probably when people are in smaller circumstances. It's most definitely necessary to an extent.
Anything that we can do to minimise going back into lockdown is got to be better than going back into lockdown.
Victorians will also need to cover up at major events with more than 30,000 people, including the Boxing Day test at the MCG.
Face masks will be required indoors and outdoors when moving around, although masks can be removed when seated outdoors.
Hopefully one day we'll get back to what we call, inverted commas, normal living, but at the moment we're doing our best to, as I said, stay calm, enjoy the experiences we've got and live within the current climate.
At weddings and funerals, it'll be about common sense.
As we've done in the past, whether it's photos or whether it's wedding dances, there's always those sensible common sense exceptions to those special events.
The measures will remain in place until January 12, but the government's also recommending people work from home and hospitality venues stick to seated service. The Health Minister, who is now responsible for enforcing COVID rules under new pandemic laws, refused to say whether he accepted all of the Chief Health Officer's recommendations.
I took all of Professor Sutton's advice into account, as I'm obliged to. I've arrived at what I consider to be a measured, necessary and appropriate and proportionate set of outcomes. When I release the Chief Health Officer's advice, you'll see that I've acted overwhelmingly in accordance with Brett's advice, as I always have.
The next line of defence is booster shots, and Victoria's government is investing $31 million into the program, with the aim of administering 900,000 doses every week. Julia Bradley, Sky News, Melbourne.